Hey fairies. Got some granola stuck in my throat. What a way to start, right? Okay. So basically, I am just back, okay? And I'm just gonna be doing some tarot, and I also got a little surprise. I got a little surprise for everybody because I got protection spell cards as well. And I'm gonna be opening them for the first time with y'all. I was saving them until I was in a better mindset than when I got them, but I did know that I wanted to get them regardless. So I got them regardless. And here we are. So we is gonna be getting into it. Okay. Alright. So I've been getting a lot of dense energy lately. I'm just gonna speak really briefly on this, just to like kind of recap. So I've been getting a lot of dense energy lately, a lot of heavy energy, a lot of like smack talkers, really, just like a lot of talkers, but not walkers. And that's really that's the vibe. Excuse me. That's the whole vibe of the how do I say, alternative collective that I'm reading. So this is not the collective, right? This is not the collective. This is the people that are targeting collective. And there is a target. Let me tell y'all something. There's a target. Because I was willing to kind of brush it off for a little while, maybe not talk about it so much, but even as I'm saying this, I feel so much resentment and restraint. So I need to stop lying to myself, y'all. And that's the reason that I've ended up in so many positions that I simply don't belong in. Because I've made it a rule that I don't like to lie to other people. I like to keep it real. But I be lying to myself sometimes. And that's just as not cool. Like, that's just as not cool. So I can't do it anymore. And I need to just be honest about what I'm feeling. I need to be honest all the time. Like, this is a thing that you gotta just do all the time. And it gets frigging exhausting. And you still gotta frigging do it anyway. Because if you don't do it, I mean, the alternative is that you're gonna wish that you would have done it anyway. So the self-care and the meditation and the taking care of yourself, you're gonna wish that you would have done it if you're not doing it. And that's just what it is. But once you start doing it and you really get into, I don't know why I feel the need to talk about all this, but there's a reason. So once you start getting into it, I'm, I stuttered I stuttered twice trying to say that. So once you like really get the ball rolling with it and you get into it and you doing it, then you're gonna be like, heck yeah, man. Like, I knew I was this the whole time. Just like the showing up for myself and the reparenting and the being here now and the loving myself. I knew I was those things. But I also knew, hi yo, welcome in. Excuse me. I got acid reflux. I be getting it in the morning, like, excuse me. um, yeah. So the self-parenting and the showing up and being, like, the best version of yourself that you can, because really, you can't do that every day, and that's okay. But parenting yourself is not easy, and it's okay to admit that. I mean, it is essentially the same thing as having a toddler at times. It really can be, and people don't give you credit for that if you don't have kids. They won't give you credit. So if you're sitting down and you're like, you know what, I'm great, and I can do this, and I am that, and I think I can, and I know I can, and I will, period. That's just what it is. Then you will. And you'll be that much closer to doing it, even if, you know, sometimes you have those doubts and the worries and the fears. That's all mongering. That's all mongering. It's all fear mongering. And that is the target. That is what the alternative side is using. And I'm not really into religion, but there is a negative and there is a positive, and that is just science, y'all. And at the end of the day, when you can step back and say, you know what, I got me, it's really difficult sometimes. But the more that you acknowledge it and the more that you give yourself credit, the easier it will be. Because your inner child does not need as much as we are conditioned to believe that it does. Okay, Shane, bye. Let's see. Oh, you getting a timeout, girl? I didn't know I could do that. You getting a timeout? See, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta be parenting sometimes, and like, you can parent yourself all you want. You can show up for yourself all you want, but it's about truly initiating. It's about initiating and activating and just like radiating, y'all. Like, I don't know, I probably sound like a freaking hippie or whatever, but I mean, like, it's in my blood, so I don't know what to tell you, but see, I'm tired of this. I'm so tired of I'm literally getting actually assaulted, y'all. Like, I'm getting SA'd on here verbally, and I'm so tired, and this happens every time I come on here. And I know you getting in timeout too. Y'all all getting timeouts. Y'all getting timeouts. So basically, I know I'm that thing. I just know I'm that thing. But I do get tired of people just having no chill. You know, like, you can call me beautiful and you can say this, you can say whatever the F. But if you start actually assaulting me, bro, verbally, we gonna have beef. And you could go over there in the corner, and that's what you can do. That's what you can do. And now you're racist. See, okay, so it's either I'm just extra, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm a diva. You want me? Okay, so let me ask you a question. How the F I'm gonna be a diva but not be extra? See, that don't make no math, does it? That don't make no math. It don't make no math. And I'm tired of people trying to tell me I'm too much. See, that's why I am triggered right now. That's the only reason. Because I'm tired of just being myself and then being told that there's no place for me in the world. I'm being made to feel like I'm just not allowed to express my inner light. Because if my light is stinging you, baby, go to the dark. Go in the dark. Go sit in the dark. And that's the reason why 2 of y'all already in timeout and you about to get put there too. It's really funny that you're saying that I want to complain right now because you're here complaining on my live. So you just want the spotlight to complain. Like, you're not just here to complain. You trying to get my spotlight to complain. So we gonna move on. And we gonna move on. And we gonna move up. Okay? And you're gonna get put in time out. I'm tired. I don't have no time. Okay? I don't have no time for this tomfoolery. Okay? I don't have it. Because I've been giving that time away for so much of my life, and it just ruined my life. And I got my life back, I did, but, like, the time that I gave away, I mean, I didn't even know who I was. And that just took so much from me. It took so much from me, and it took so much to get that back. So I will say that. And I'm really proud of myself. So I don't really care who's on here to hate on me. I don't care who's ready to talk they smack, because you could talk yo smack. You could talk yo smack all the way to F Arkansas. What am I trying to say? Trying to say something. You could talk yo smack all the way to the next county. Okay, that's what you can do. But I ain't gonna have it. I ain't gonna have it because I'm not here for that. And yeah, it's showing poverty. It's showing poverty mindset. But I'm just the messenger, right? I'm just the messenger, right? Ooh. When I put it down, I almost put it upright. So I feel like that's a sign we gonna go ahead and we gonna put it upright. Because regardless of who has that poverty mindset, you could still go into your next season, full channel right now, you can still go into your next season with the utmost importance of yourself. I don't even know what I just said, but I said it. You can go into the next season with everything that you need in order to carry out the best version of yourself. Because like I said, we're not going to be perfect every day, and that is a human thing. That is a symptom of humanity, okay? Nice to meet you. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I don't know what is going on. Nice to meet you. I'm human though. So, I guess that's what's going on. But okay, so this is just chilling on the bottom of the deck. I be on my Kim Kardashian sometimes. I don't know where that is. I don't know what that comes from. I'm probably like a second or something. I'm like a third. I don't know. I might be the first. I might be the first. Okay, so this is just chilling. All right, we already got a great message going on, and we got protection spell cards to top it off, y'all. And like I said, I am opening them with you for the first time, so it's automatically going to increase the energy that much more. Let me tell you that. Okay, so yes, we have just a beautiful flow of money. And when I say money, I don't be talking about dollar bills. I'm talking about what is going to give you room in order to barter when you need to do that, or in order to, just exchange services, maybe, in order to just show up in the world and receive what you need from it, in order to stabilize yourself, in order to show up as a better version of yourself. Excuse me. So, chill vibes, man. Chill vibes from this card. Chill vibes from this card, because I'm just feeling like it gives you so much space to just be yourself. Yeah, literally just show up as the best version of yourself. As the better version of yourself, because when you're doing this, you're leaving everything that you were taught that you need to be if you were to leave your old environment. Whoa, I don't know where this is coming from. Yes, I do. But, okay. So, Temperance. We have Temperance. They're all in Espanol, so it gets a little tricky sometimes. I'm still learning Spanish. Yeah, we got Temperance. And from this card, I'm just getting that you're really sitting in your own energy and you're kind of basking in it. And you're really learning so much about yourself that you didn't even know that you had, because your external environment was treating you like you were incapable of growing. Like you were incapable of, there's a certain word I'm like, flourishing into a better version of yourself. 14. And we gonna grab a protection card right after this one, because I pulled El Diablo, y'all. That's why. So, just to clear the energy real quick. So, yeah, I really feel like this is a time of you kind of coming back into yourself, right? And that's what every tarot reader says. I know you're probably tired, but this is really that. And it's really like the I want to say the approach of it. I want to say it's not fully yourself. Like, it's just beginning. It is just beginning. I'm getting, regardless of everything, it's just beginning. Okay. Poetic justice type shit. So, there's something else I'm getting though. I feel like it's not just that you're becoming your best self. I feel like it is. I feel like it is that you already are. You just already are it, and there's really not much else to say about that. Because when you're already everything that you need within yourself, you don't have to chase anything anymore. And I know, hi, welcome in, y'all. And I know some people get so hard on themselves, and they always say, you know what, I could be this, and I should be that, and I need this car, and I need this promotion. No, you freaking don't. You just need yourself, and you need to see. All you need to do right now is to see that you are everything that you already need to be. Protection spell type shit, y'all. And this is, and I just lost half the people in my views when I said that. That's crazy. Hey, y'all, welcome in. That is, I think that's crazy because when I talk like this, if I say something that is preventing evil eye, 9 times out of 10, I do lose mass amounts of people at once. So I think it's really ironic. Well, it's not ironic because it speaks for itself, but it really shows me a lot about the masses, right? So it's so easy. I want to say this. It's so easy. I really try not to use this word, but I feel pulled to say it right now. It's easy for the chosen ones to get down on themselves and feel really bad about the path that they took because the masses did not take the same path, and that's just what it boils down to. So to be your fullest self and to show up and to just be hype about existing. I mean, do you know how many freaking people don't do that a day? Just about everybody that I know does not do that. I've lost my whole family. And I don't like talking about it. I don't. But it's something that I need to genuinely address within myself. Because, yeah, you know, parts of my family, they show up here and there, and they get little blimps in my life, and they do this, and they do... But they don't carry out the corresponding frequency to my own. And this is not an egotistical statement. They genuinely do not carry out the frequency that is in correlation and parallel to my own in order to keep up with me on a daily basis. That is okay. That is okay. But the only issue is that I try to guilt trip myself for it because I do feel bad. I do feel bad about, you know, how high on life I get to be. And survivor's guilt. I mean, that's just the best way to say it. It's just boiling down to survivor's guilt and the fact that it's so easy to make yourself just feel bad because a lot of people are not going to show up the same way as you. That's all I'm trying to say. There's just people in the world that are not going to show up the same way as you do, and there's no point in sitting around and trying to make yourself feel bad about it because you're not going to get anything out of it. And it's just going to be that much more of a heavy weight on yourself that is denying your justice. Ooh! Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I meant to say. Confirmation verb, excuse me. Oh, even more confirmation. There's about to be 3. Okay, so, these are serious energy right now, y'all. Woo! Serious energy. Yes. All right. Heck. All right. I'm a little, I don't want to use a negative connotation. I'm a little suspenseful, okay? I'm a little suspenseful on these cards because this is truly my first time opening these with y'all, and I'm only taking these out to truly confirm and multiply, if not quadruple, everything that I'm about to say, everything that I'm about to walk through, everything that I'm about to establish within this reading. And what I've read was only scraping the surface of the true energy that is not only arising, but being. And that's exactly what the kind of energy of this whole reading is in correlation to, is you already have been. You already have been, and you spent so long ignoring it so that other people could have space to breathe. You need space to breathe too, especially when you do the shadow work in order to receive that. Because let me tell you something, you can work 60 hours a week and still be an awful person. If you don't do shadow work, truly, the only way that you are going to receive rest is destiny swapping. And that's what it is. Y'all, let's get into it. Oh, yeah. Let's get into it, y'all, because I'm tired of lying. That's what I'm, okay. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, these are not what I thought they were. Oh, these are just telling me things. Oh, I thought they were gonna be something else. That's okay. I will make something like that. These are still pretty cool, but these are just telling me how to do spells. Maybe I'll do one on live sometime. But I thought they were just gonna be confirmation spells, and they were gonna say things like, "Yes, you can." But okay, let me come up with one right now. All that you seek within your daily waking life has already been displayed within your destiny, baby. Okay, that's a pretty good one. I'll roll with that. So, yes, we will definitely open up to these. This is, okay, so I already knew that this was going to be deep with these cards, but I didn't know it was going to be this deep, because this is really telling me how to, like, this is really telling me how to, like, get my energy back type stuff. Okay, so for, all right, I'm gonna share one, right? I'm gonna share one. So it says, rice is believed to absorb negativity, malice, and any kind of wickedness or evil intent. Fill an open jar with dry, uncooked white rice and place it outside, next to your front door or any other place perceived as vulnerable. Replace it with fresh, raw rice weekly. Wow, that was a difficult thing to say. Dispose of the old rice outside your home. Do not bring it back inside. Cook it, eat it, or give it to another person to eat. Okay, so this is a catch-22 because it's wasting food, but at the same time, if you're filling, say, you don't have to fill a whole jar, is the vibe here. Like, if you're, I know, this is going to sound like la-la to most people, and that's okay. You don't belong here. But I like to experiment with my possibilities and the tools that are already naturally given to me. I like to establish new tools every day, but the ones that already are naturally appearing to me, I mess with those, okay? So, yeah, I'm talking like, you could most likely, hypothetically, let's talk about it like this. If you got a little container and it's this big, right? You put some rice in that, John, and you put that lid on there. I don't know, put it in the moon or something, right? Put it in the moon. Maybe put some crystals around it or something. Like, I used to do this kind of stuff when I lived with my grandma. It was it was my grandma, my dad, and my sister, and I would do stuff like this, and they thought that I was doing, like, stuff that will be unnamed. They thought I was doing unholy activities, y'all. And I was doing it to clear the energy. It was so ironic. Because one day I did sage, and I think it got wet, so it smelled the whole house up, and in turn just made everybody complain. Which showed me everything I needed to know, honestly. Because when you are living in a house and it it is raising itself as difficult to sage it, y'all. Like, there is a preventative energy in there, to say the least. And this thing, okay. Okay. So after that, we're gonna, and maybe I'll read another one of those after this. I'm gonna clear this energy. But yeah, basically what I'm gonna tell you is that if you don't like wasting food, because I'm heavy on not doing that, then just like fill a little capsule or something, even if it's just like a little pill capsule, y'all. Fill something with rice, right? Put it, you could, okay, if you got like a little bird feeder or you got a bird bath, whatever, you put it on that John, right? You put it in the John, then you put it on that John. So after you do that, then it's gonna either soak up the sun, soak up the UV rays, which in turn, I feel like I'm not supposed to share this with you guys because this is magic, but it will in turn intricately alchemize whatever energy that you displayed within that capsule, right? So it's going to be alchemizing the whole time that you got it there. The whole time it's sitting there, you got it there for a couple hours, you got it there for a couple days. It's going to be alchemizing that whole time. And then when you're done with it, and it's symbolic, when you're done with it and you're ready to dispose of it, you can say, okay, I'm going to go, I'm gonna go sprinkle this in the garden, like fairy shit. Like, I'm gonna go sprinkle this in the garden, or I'm gonna go dump it in the river, or whatever you feel that you need to do in order to properly dispose of the negativity that you had initially placed within that, right? So, just, yeah, like a little thing. Just fill a little thing with it. Just with rice. And I'm assuming you could probably use sand too. Like, you could probably use anything that is like malleable, I think is the word I'm looking for. Even like I used to use water a lot. I used to just sink water. Like, I would put sink water in a glass jar, and this is like the most common thing you could do. But I would put sink water in a glass jar, maybe put some crystals in there, whatever the F I was feeling, right? And maybe even some sand. Just to like kind of like symbolize movement, right? Symbolize filtering and symbolize movement. So I put that in that jar, and I would I would just like leave it out overnight, usually on a full moon, or I'm really drawn to crescent moons as well. So anything I felt drawn to, any night I just genuinely felt drawn to just put it out, I would do that. And then I would feel better the next day, because it's like, you know what? I symbolically put that energy in there. And I wake up, I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? I symbolically put negativity in there last night, and it was alchemizing through the moonlight all night last night. So, excuse me. We're already a step in the right direction. I know that sounded like a whole lot of hoopla to somebody, but I don't care, because I'm tired of hiding my truth. Like, this stuff has helped me survive. Yeah, dropped a card while I said that. What? Come from Ethan. Confirmation cards. Let's get you back your bag. Alright. This is my ish right here. You know, I don't do this when I'm in a bad mindset, because I know that will go into the cards. Like, I'm really heavy on energy. I used to cook, and I would fight with my coworker. This is like something I don't like to talk about. I would fight with my coworker because they would always have like, they'd always be in a relationship, but they would be in multiple relationships. So that drama would get in the kitchen. And hypothetically, like, a minuscule example is that, next thing I know, they're outside on a smoke break for 2 hours, right? I'm sitting there. I'm doing two people's work for a quarter of the pay of what I should be getting. So basically, then that energy is going in the food. And then people are tasting that energy. They're eating that energy. And they're literally yeah, they're feeling that heartbreak, yo. They're feeling that heartbreak. And that is, yeah, okay. So I got the death card. I got reverse judgment. And I got reverse, ooh, good sign. Good sign, because I know y'all gonna love to hear this one. We got the reverse hermit, y'all. So for anybody who knows anything about the hermit, that is directly symbolic to the fact that you are finally coming out of the state of what is essentially hiding yourself away. Because why? There can be a variety of reasons, but a majority of the time, it's because you know the people around you cannot correlate to the same frequency that you carry, and that usually is what it comes down to. So, okay, I'm gonna make sure these cards are facing the right way. I'll flip them. Flip. Oh yeah, all right. So they fell. All right. So they fell reversed, but then I flipped them and made sure they were straight, y'all. I dig that. I do dig this. I do declare. So, all right. All right, so yeah, we got the King of Cups. I'm still learning Spanish. Just bear with me, okay? So we got the King of Cups, we got the Four of Wands. I'm just like feeling the energy. I'm still, not only am I still learning Spanish, but I am still learning the meaning of all the cards. I usually just go directly off frequency and then I run with that. So, I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but yeah, okay, so if you don't believe in hoopla and you feel so insecure, maybe you want to get into tarot, but you feel really insecure because magic, people want to tell you everything that they want to tell you about magic and how unreal that they think it is, So if you want to get into tarot, maybe you got a deck and you feel like it's a joke, or you feel like, it's stupid, whatever you might feel like. If you just start, and this is literally how I started. If you just start and you just go off of feeling, okay, hold this freaking card, right? Didn't mean to I didn't mean to talk about this card in vain, but I did. That's not what I meant. But if you just hold this card, right? And then you're like, yeah, like it's talking to you. That's okay. That's okay. Because what's the alternative? Sitting around and wishing that you would have picked up the tarot cards 2 years sooner, or that was always specific, or 5 or 6 or 10 years sooner, like whatever it may be. Because let me tell you something about the alternative of doing what you want to do. The alternative of doing what you want to do is not doing what you want to do, okay? And it is regretting it, because it is very hard to regret the things that you actually take a chance on, as opposed to the things that you don't take a chance on if you just sit around and watch TV all day, or some ish like that. Or you just sit around and eat all day. Like I used to be that person, man. And it's like, okay, so great. Now I get to sit here and regret all of the things and the chances and the opportunities that I'm not picking up on. Like, that's boring. That's boring. And it's only going to perpetuate that miserable cycle. And like, that is HE double hockey sticks, y'all. Like, that is my idea of HE double hoppy tips. I don't believe in burning in eternal flames. That's intense, and that is fear-mongering. But when you sit down with somebody and they're an impressionable individual and you tell them, you're gonna burn in blah, 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 if you do this, okay, girl, bye. Because now that person is probably going to live the rest of it could be the rest of their life potentially. It could be the next 10 to 15 to 20 years, and they're feeling like, they got religious trauma and they don't even know that. They don't even know it. So I'm really heavy on, like, the truth. Like, I mean, it's not a lot of people's truth, but I'm really heavy on, like, whatever the lightest idea of existence that you can think of is probably what it is. Because, excuse me, there's a lot of things that you can do to, like, not be able to get back to a brighter version of yourself. But if you just genuinely believe that you might make a mistake and you can never go back, like, that's no way to live. You're not going to be able to live like that. Especially if you make... I feel like I'm not supposed to talk about this, which is why I'm going to talk about it. I feel like, so basically, it's, there's a lot of people right now making a ballpoint mistake. I can just say that. I gotta speak in code a little. So making a ballpoint mistake, and, you can't go back on that. That's something you can't go back on. And, when your capsule is no longer of service to you or whoever you had signed away to, trying to speak in code is then you are a bit more likely to be able to come back from that. But when you take that ballpoint to that piece of paper, that's it for that life. Maybe your next one. It's really friggin' unfortunate because I'm seeing so much. So please, for anybody who, well, I mean, y'all gonna do what you want, so there's no point in me pleasing nobody. Anybody who genuinely believes in themselves, or is, like, on the verge of doing it, just keep listening to yourself, okay? Because this is an era of the mark of the... Okay, so this is what it's really coming, like, I'm talking, like, it's sauteing down to this, like, you gotta choose your decisions very wisely. And I felt restraint as I just said that last part. So don't let nobody try... I feel the need to say this. Don't let nobody try to approach you and say, you know what, like, do you want to get famous? Like, do you want to be a model? Do you want to do this? Do you blah, 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 blah? And it's just that energy, right? That's trickster energy. That's Joker energy. Like, that is not healthy. Not healthy. It depends on who you work for, fashion. What you do. Because I won't rep anybody. Like, I won't rep just anybody. If you're cool, then I'll rep you, but... So, yeah, we got this spread right here, right? I'm just talking over them because I'm just trying to get to know them. These are my girlies. Oh my gosh! Like, these cards really got me through some times, y'all. And, I used to read them even when I was, like, not in the best headspace. But it really got me out of that headspace. Like, if I sat down with them on a day where I was struggling, and I was just like, I'm gonna just chill with the cards right now, I would come out like a better version of myself. Or a highlighted version, I feel like, is the best way to say it. Because you always gonna be able to be a better version of yourself. Like, you always already are that. You just have to kind of, like, sand it off, like, dust it off a little bit. So you already are your best version. You already are in your highest timeline. You just have to decide that. Yeah. So, um, King of Cups, right? So this is already representing the emotional status that is residing within your mental state. So within that, I feel like this is an abundant collective. This is a mentally, I felt restraint while I said that. Who giving me the evil eye out here? Somebody giving me evil eye. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing me though. That's the thing. Okay, so this is a very abundant collective. And it's funny because I feel like in your soul contract, though. Ooh. I didn't mean to say that, but like on my career path, if I mess up and I make a mistake and I say something that like I didn't mean to, I won't get like crucially punished for it. So like so like the water is warm over here, y'all. Like I'm having a great time. Like it is nice on this side. It is nice on this side. I did not mean to say what I said, but there's no consequence. And that's the best part. Because I can make as many mistakes as I want, right? But as long as I'm not purposefully making mistakes and being the worst version, because it's not even me. I'm not even going to say worst version of myself. That is not me. Worst version. Worst version of existence, right? Like, worst version of negativity. Like, that is not who I am. And I know that. So it's just an energy that is in no correlation to me whatsoever. So, all right. So let me try to tread this a little bit, okay? So, when we are held in a spiritual ether in order to decide, I already lost somebody. When we are held in a spiritual ether to decide where we want to go next, we are kind of like, we're kind of intricately designing a blueprint in order to decide how we want to go about our life. So I just be saying stuff. Like, I don't know. I just be saying stuff. It comes from a source that is not necessarily my physical body. But it's really nice. But anyway, we're deciding all these things, right? And we're deciding, okay, you know what? I'm going to go through this so that I can come out this way. I'm going to go through that so that I can, like, get this from it. And sometimes it's not about necessarily going through the hard thing that makes you you. It's just about, like, sitting in that negativity to realize, like, that's not me. Like, sometimes you gotta, like, see that negativity face to face to say, oh, okay. Like, I'm not that. I didn't know now, but not that. But some people will insist that they are that. And those are the same people that you don't want to associate with. Okay? Okay? Hi, Fashion. I don't know if you're still watching. I don't really know what spot my account means. I think it means rep it, but I'm not sure. But it depends on what you do. Just let me know. Let me know what you do. Let me know what you do, girl. So, I'm taking this as slow as I can because I'm really trying to smell the roses, y'all. Like, I'm really trying to chill. I like to, I don't like to, but I have a tendency to rush through my readings because if I get a thought in my head or I get like a frequency, I'm like, I gotta put this out, I gotta talk about this. And then I'll just like keep going between the cards and I'll keep talking about all the frequencies. And then like I tire myself out. So I like to just chill, take my time. You know, like I should be making more readings like that. Because that's what's important to me is connecting and condoning what I believe in. And if I'm rushing through everything that I have to say, that's not really what I believe in, y'all. Yeah. So Yeah, especially if I'm doing a live. Like if I'm doing a tarot reading video, that might be a little different. But if I'm doing a live, like, I'm gonna take my time. It's been 40 minutes already. Like, I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna breathe. Like, y'all could come back and witness my point. You know what I mean? Like, y'all could come back to that, or you could skip ahead, whatever you want to do. But I like to take my time in lives, cause that's what I'm here for. I'm like mostly here to talk. Like, I'm mostly here to get to know people and like see what's up. And it's like, if people got questions, like, I'm here to so I be here, I be here for all that. I can't do that during a normal video, so I be a little bit quicker with that. Okay, yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, I really feel, well, okay, I know I know that this is a collective that has intricately designed the blueprint of their life in order to decide how they were going to come out in the end. And I think that being like a fresh individual, right? A fresh individual out the womb, like you just know what you're taught. So I think that this is something that was intricately designed to be able to like help you understand. And it's not necessarily about teaching you, it's about showing you, like reminding you. So basically, this is like, I'm seeing like, you might be in a small town. You might be in a small town, and if you're not, then you're surrounded by people that don't understand anything that you have to say. Excuse me. Confirmation. Yeah, I really feel the need to take my time talking about this. So, this is a good reading though, nonetheless. I feel like we got this like really unique energy. There's a unique energy, and it's like radiating. It's radiating, y'all. So that's why I'm taking my time with it. I'm really trying to savor this energy that I'm getting from this reading. So I really just feel like I want to pass out like halfway into talking about it, because it's just such a comforting and enjoyable energy. It really is such a like reciprocative, enjoyable frequency. There was restraint while I said that. So I do declare that somebody has a problem with you knowing who you are. And that's okay. They can go do that, but they gotta go sit in the dark to do that. You know what I mean? Like, they gotta go take it up with the Lord. They gotta go take it up with a higher power. Which is just like a better version of themselves. Like, a highest version of themselves. They just taking it up with the highest version of themselves. So, anyway, yeah. I feel like this is, I want to say, like the best word I can think of is like a rabbi. Like, you're like a truth seeker. Kind of like the person that everybody goes to. You're like a guilty pleasure, bro. Like, you're the person that people go to when they're like, it's like my 8th week in a row of partying at the club, and I just want to go, like, talk to this mysterious individual that's been sitting on this bench every night since. Like, I'm just trying to know their story. So then you got, like, people coming up to you, right? Like, you got people randomly approaching you and telling you their life story. It's an honor, honestly. Like, that is such an honor when you get to that point in, like, a spiritual journey where people come to you and they're like, I'm not doing very hot. It's such a blessing when people feel like they can talk to you. So this is something, yeah, you're sitting in a small town, or you're sitting once again around, maybe you're in like a very adequately sized town, but you are definitely around people that do not understand what you have to say. And if they do, they want to do it in private. But you are not somebody who wants to reside in the dark all the time. And the darkness is very helpful and a very, what's the word? Colossal colossal fraction of what the world is, right? Like, you need that. You need it. You need the darkness. You do. You need shadows. You need the shade when it's really hot out. And you need the dark to sleep. Like, you need the dark for a lot of things. So you've kind of like really not mastered. I don't like to say mastered. You've really accepted, wielded, accompanied, and befriended both the light and the dark. And like, so many people see that, and a lot of people try to show up as just light alone, and it's unsustainable. It is unmaintainable. So yeah, anyway, when you were building this intricate blueprint, right? You were like, I'm gonna go through this certain set of things in my life, and they're gonna point me in the direction in order to remember who I am. Like, you skillfully designed your own life. I could feel somebody giving me an evil eye out here. Like, even if it's not the person watching, like, I know somebody doesn't like what I'm talking about. And this can happen in the spiritual ether as well. Like, this can happen in the spiritual realm. People can just be looking at you all day and you won't know they. Like, not necessarily staring at you, but like they project their energy over you, right? Like, they're not just sitting there with their eyes like staring at you, but like they see your frequency and they don't like that you are so bright and positive, because they are not. Just kind of like a president that I know of. So, anyway, yeah. I feel like he's got a lot to say in the ether, y'all. But that's like a whole nother video, okay? Like, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure right now. So, alright, back to it. So, this is something that you're really starting to come out of, because, like, this is the year that you have intricately designed the oh my gosh, I'm not trying to say that word. I don't like to say that word because I feel like it's a blanket statement, if you will. Like, that can be taken so many different ways, and I don't want it to be taken the wrong one. So, this is the path that you chose in order to kind of, like, you chose this year to kind of start to come out of your shadow, because you really wanted to step back for so many years, a certain amount of years, to declare and decide who was good for you, who you were good for, who you wanted to show up for, who was going to be there for you. And you knew that you needed every second up to this point in order to decide which parts of you had to die, in order to decide what relationships had to, in order to decide what bridges you had to burn, all these things. So, excuse me, because of that, it's like this, I want to say reverse osmosis. You're like a flourishing plant, bro. And you're finally starting to, like, grow your petals. Like, your flower's finally starting to actually open. Because this was like, I don't really know. Okay, let's say morning glory, for example. So, like, it's the bright hours, right? It's the bright hours of the day, right? It's the morning. And you're just, like, but the rest of the day, you don't really be as at the prime as you do at your certain hours that you are specifically designed to be flourishing at. Right? So, I know I be sounding absolutely bat-ish to most people, and that's a good thing, because it shows me who really is, like, actually listening to what I say. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying everything in my energy, even if it doesn't always come out right in my words. Everything I have to say is in my energy. But I don't say it right. Restraint as I say this. I don't say it right in my words all the time. I like how I talk, but like a lot of people don't understand my communication. My idea of communication is different than many others. So the way that I show up in the world is not always going to be ideal for somebody else. But I've been shut down verbally so many times. I've been shut down physically so many times that it actually kind of corrupted my idea of, how to talk. Like it genuinely affected my verbal ability. So now I just be doing everything in my energy. Because it's like, I still got that advantage. People really thought that they took my whole voice away from me. And now I'm just going to do everything in my power to show up with my energy until it does start coming out in my words more efficiently. And I think I'm really good at talking. I do. But like I said, a lot of people don't understand the way that I show up because they just don't show up the same way. So that's kind of like what this next card is representing to me, is that you've looked inward so many times and you've really judged so many parts of yourself so many friggin' times. And it's finally at the point where people are going to look at you and be like, whoa, you're kind of actually the ish, bro. I didn't realize how cool you were before. But, this is something where you are releasing this judgment within yourself. You're sending it back into the world. And this is not a negative judgment. You're sending back the level of judgment people gave you initially that you adopted for yourself. You mistook it as your own and you ran with it. Okay? So you're finally sending that back out. This is such a beautiful feeling, because this is something that I've never gotten before. I get a lot in for an example, I get a lot of talking about how your soulmate is going to completely correlate with the way that you feel. Even you're not going to have to explain yourself so much. You're not going to, just or your future, you're gonna have the level of the future that you believe that you deserve. So if you believe you deserve a beautiful friggin' bright future, you're gonna get it, bro. So it's all about belief. It's, what, scratch that. It's about knowing that you deserve a certain way of living, or you deserve a certain way of life, whatever it may be. And I roll while I said that, because a lot of people will try to convince you otherwise. That's just what it is. So when you release this judgment backward, it's like a Uno reverse. This is such a funny reading. Pretend this is a Uno reverse card, and you're like, I've been holding this for so long, and I forgot that this wasn't even my draw. I forgot that I was holding this card for you because I felt bad that I had all wild cards. Just an example. I felt bad that I had all wild cards, and I got to do whatever I wanted, and I got to be whoever I wanted and show up in the world however I wanted. And you had some 3s and 2s and then the reverse. You didn't have much. So I took your reverse. I gave you my wild card, but it is time that we trade back. And the whole time you've been trying to give this card back to them, but it was more of, I kind of want what I had out of my own draw. I kind of want my energy back. Can I please? it was like more empathetic. And then it got to the point where your empathy was hurting you more than it was helping you. So now you're like, freaking take your card, bro. I'm tired of this. You said freaking take your card back because it's not mine. And I'm tired of pretending that it's mine. Like, this is not something. This energy, let me tell you something about your own energy, right? Like, this is an energy that is sought after and has been sought after for many years. There has been books written on how to mimic this very energy. I'm not going to tell you who. I'm not going to tell you who did that. But, yeah. So, you know, that is also another whole video that I'm not ready to talk about. So, this energy that is in correlation to your highest frequency is so sought after that people build establishments, corporations, islands, ranches, egotistical palaces. If you've ever played if you've ever played Persona 5, you know. Like, people will build whole empires over trying to mimic this energy. So, yeah, you're finally at the point where you're saying, you know what, like, you can go on with your mimical palace. Like, go on with your little egotistical palace. I don't really care about all that, but this is not mine, and you have to take it, because I'm gonna leave it right here, and I'm gonna call my energy back. So you can do with that what you will. Hey, welcome in, y'all. So you're kind of at the point where you're not giving them a choice. Because for years, you were not given a choice. This truly is like a hostage situation. Because for so many years, yeah, there was like, maybe there was that one time you were playing Uno. Excuse me. You were playing Uno with this person, and you're like, yeah, I'll hold that card for a little bit. And then they went to the bathroom, and you haven't seen them for like 20 years. Like, they didn't give you the choice to be like, hey man, I'm ready to like take my card back because it is mine and it belongs to me and it was part of my draw. So they never gave you that option, and now you're finally like, you know what? I'm honestly so tired of looking for you after 20 years to get my card back that I'm just gonna go freaking put your card in the middle of the woods. I'm gonna bury that ish, and that negativity is automatically gonna go back to that person because you are calling your energy back, and that is what it is. I don't talk about where I'm from though. And see, all of that energy is in correlation to coming out of hermit mode. Bam! So this is a really beautiful thing. I mean, it really is. Like, this is truly about just seeing yourself and opening up to the possibilities that you already wield. It is not about, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go get this thing and I'm gonna freaking grind culture, bro. It's not that anymore. Grind culture is like so passé. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Grind culture is like so 2000 and late. So, frig that. Yeah, so just got a bad feeling, that's all. I just got a bad feeling about my ex. So that is so sad because I love that man. That is so sad, and I love that man, and he knows that, but I can't do anything about it, and I think that he doesn't like that. But that's not my problem. Yeah, so that happens sometimes. I'll just be chilling and then I get like a serious negativity. And it's not even about like the negativity, it's about like I get a bad feeling for his like safety. It's so sad. Oh, I don't like questions like that. I'll be real. I don't like those questions. And while I'm at it, I do feel the need to establish. Wow, it was. I struggled to look for that word. I feel the need to establish that if anybody ever asks for any of your information online and you don't feel comfortable giving it out, don't. You are not obligated. You're not obligated. Don't do it. Don't. Okay, so we are gonna get another protection spell, and this one is okay. All right, yeah. So these cards are little different. I don't want to use the R word. I'm not gonna use the R word, but these are little different ideas for putting things together in order to call in a mass amount of your frequency. So this one is called the Cayenne and Flaxseed spell. So the first step is to blend cayenne powder with flaxseed. Place the resulting powder in a small pouch or box, such as a matchbox. Hide the pouch or box within your home, focusing on areas that feel vulnerable, a little creepy, or where fights, tension, or unhappy experiences have occurred. I like that. I don't know what this word means. It says reputedly? Like repent, I'm assuming. Rebuke, I don't know. To just like reject, I think is the best way to say it. Reject the secret no, that's not evil. Wait. I don't think that means that. I don't know. Let me decode this real quick. Secret presence of the powder will let it go. Okay, so I think it's just saying that it's gonna repel any negativity in your house. I think, yeah. I mean, like, you just... These are cute. I like these. These are cute little ideas. Because if you don't like one of them, you have a freaking million other ones that you can choose from. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so, I mean, just... And you could probably even make, like, a couple little matchboxes, you know? You put one in your bathroom, put one... put one in your refrigerator, okay? Put one under your pillow. Put one in your pillowcase. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, that was the next step. Create and hide as many of the powdered fill pouches or boxes as you feel is necessary. I like that. Let's read another one. That was cool. I really love these cards too. That is beautiful work. Wow. I might draw that. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. So that is symbolic because I feel like that happened. I feel like I felt the need to go to that for a reason because I am enjoying these. This is something you really got to sit down with and like focus on. But these are really just the right amount of stimulating. Okay, so this one says, ring those bells. The sound of clanging metal is believed to cleanse the atmosphere, banish low-level malicious spirits, and provide protection for those within listening range. In a pinch, you can bang pots and pans, but metal bells are ancient and more subtle instruments of magical protection. Cleanse the bells by passing them through incense smoke. Oh, I didn't know that. Charge the bells with intent. Hold them and tell them what you seek. Hang them as needed. Pay attention if they ring spontaneously. Wear tiny bells as jewelry. I dig that. I'm gonna have to get a little more in depth with those cards. But yes, I will do a little something when I get the chance, just to like really symbolize the cleansing of this era, right? Because I don't usually do stuff like that. I do want to get more into doing stuff like that online. That's something I do like to do in private, because just in case like I make a mistake or whatever. But I'm getting a little more confident about being able to carry out ideas that will call your frequency back. So, all right, I'm gonna pull just like a couple more cards. I'm not gonna do a whole more spread. Whole more. Whole more spread. I almost dropped that whole thing, dude. I would have just about to read another one. If I dropped that whole thing, I'm reading another one, y'all. Okay. So, yeah. Alrighty. Go. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Alright, I'm feeling friggin' like giddy. I'm feeling so giddy. I just feel like this is like the energy that surrounds you is just ready to just be joyful. You know, like, we're not here to just be angry at each other all the time and pass judgment and negativity and lies. Like, we're here to genuinely interact with each other and play and be joyful. And yeah, there's gonna be times that we have to be serious and we have to show up as like the most focused version of ourselves that we can possibly be in that moment. But we're not here to take everything out on each other. That's not what we're here to do. And no, I'll talk about that in another video too. But I will say, just the most simplest way I can say it, the dictators of our country are trying to really rapidly apply the idea that we need to pass judgment upon each other, because simply passing judgment upon each other is passing negative spells upon each other. And if we are all under a spell of negativity, we are going to be that much easier to control. Break it down, y'all, break it down. Oh, okay. Oh, excuse me. I think that says Kimi. If you see this, Kimi, I saw your comment. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate your interaction and I appreciate your kindness. So, yes. Wait. Oh. Almost dropped it again. So yeah, just the seriousness, it's not needed. Like, this is really a chapter in your life that you don't have to be serious, because you've definitely had chapters in the past where you had to show up, focus, be serious, survive, do this, do that. Like, you had to totally encapsulate your whole being into what is essentially a Pandora's box in order to survive your past chapter. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. In order to survive your past chapters, right? So that I mean, you just kind of gave up on the idea that you could ever like be free and be yourself again. And now you're at a point where you're kind of in a limbo and you're starting to finally experiment with who you are again. Like you're really picking through that box, right? Like you're going through the Pandora's box and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot I used to like make little mermaid tails out of friggin' like paper towel rolls or whatever you did, you know what I mean? Like you forgot you used to do things. You forgot you used to love yourself. You know, you forgot you used to enjoy life because you spent so long just trying to survive it. But that is not what life is. That is a matrix and that is a lie. It's not about survival. It's not all about survival. You know, in primal times especially, it heavily correlated to survival, but people were a little bit more in commute with each other. Like people didn't just completely try to friggin' ignore each other and cut each other off so that they could survive. Like that is the opposite of survival. We are not going to survive by ourselves doing everything alone. That is unrealistic. And once again, that is unsustainable. It truly is. And I'm just really feeling like, you know, I'm flipping through these. I'm not going to take a spread out. I'm going to just flip through and take a couple out and see what's up. See what's up, yo. So, okay. Yeah. Alright. So, I felt the need to cut the deck and also look at the card, look at the remaining cards. So we got, I cut it to this, and this was just chilling. So this is really a time of understanding that your workflow is deeply rooted from kind of the chapter that you walked away from. Like the moment that you walked away from everything that you used to know was the moment that you adopted survival as such a heavy trait. But you're finally starting to understand that survival isn't a trait. It's just something that is primal, and it's just something that is within our DNA, and we just do that when we need to do that. It's not about like, oh my gosh, like survival is who I am, and if I give up on survival and I just let it go, then I'm letting go of a part of myself. No, you're letting go of the idea that you always have to be white knuckle tight in that, and you always got to be ready for the next obstacle and altercation. You know, so then you're just in turn attracting these things regardlessly. And it's the difference between walking outside when somebody who is jealous of your energy walks past you at that moment and walking outside 2 minutes after they walked by. You know, like it's that kind of difference. And that difference makes all of the difference because, you know, if you're ready all the time, and it is important, you know, you should honestly like be ready for anything because it is significant. It really is. But if you're frigging white knuckle ready and you're just like intensely in this state of anxiousness and you feel like, you know, you can't trust anybody and you don't know if you can trust yourself some days and you're always just feeling like on the verge of OCD, like these are not healthy. And this is fight or flight. This is not primal. Like this is not a primal adoption, right? Like this is something that is taught. And when I say that, and when I'm referring to fight or flight, I'm referring to the idea of fight is like brutal to the friggin' nail, and survival or flight is like anxiousness. Like the idea of fight or flight that we were taught is not the primal genuinity and authenticity of what it should be. Because the authentic I'm just gonna say it till I get it right. Authentic Authentic? The authentic version of it, right, would be to just, like, chill and friggin' live your life and stuff. And just if something arises, know that there was that possibility of something arising. But to count on something arising and always be ready for something to arise is a lie, right? And it's a spell. And it's just something that is fed to you by corporate America. So disregard that belief, okay? Because it's not real. It's not real. It's not where your primality lies within. Because we're not being taught how to accentuate our primal abilities. We're being taught how to accentuate the most robotic and factory set version of ourselves. It's not real. So just know that. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. Alright, it fell in my heater though. Thought there was another one. Those I don't like to let just hang around, you know? I like to know where they all are. If one is chilling, you know, if one is like chilling in my fridge, at least I know where it is. But I don't like to drop them. Okay. Okay, so yeah, once again, the Fool card in reverse is kind of chilling, like, just on the bottom, right? So, ouch. Adjust this. Okay. All right. I'm probably one of the most humanly human tarot readers you're gonna meet, bro. So I try to keep it human. Like, it is not about keeping it 100, it's about keeping it human for me, bro. So yeah, I really feel like this deeply rooted, once again, you have like a deeply rooted idea and perspective of what your future needs to look like in order to be happy. Like, this is genuinely something that you were taught that happiness needs to be. And the truth of your happiness is that it already lies within you, and you were just taught to ignore all of the possibilities that you are allowed to harness within yourself. See, this is the thing, because you are allowed to be yourself. That's just what is. And you're allowed to take as much of yourself as you like to, because you are it. And you are abundant, and you are unlimited. But the issue is that you were kind of taught that you kind of have to stay where you are and be happy with what you're given by other people, such as the government, or such as a corporation, or your job, or like physical things. You were literally taught that you need to be happy with the novelty and the materialism that you feel from things. Like this pin. This pin makes me happy because of the sentimental value that I have linked to it. It doesn't make me happy because, oh my gosh, it's so shiny and you burn. Like, I like that it's shiny, that's friggin' cool, but if I'm sitting here and I'm only thinking, okay, this is cool because it's shiny, and I like this because it's pink, and this is just a thing that I like because it's a decoration. Like, these are not just things to me, you know? These are truly, like, milestones of my journey. So it's like, if you don't get that feeling from things, then it's like, okay, if something happens to it, I'll be a little less affected. And you got people that just genuinely base their life off of things. And you were taught to do the same thing because the people that taught you to do it, do it. But when you kind of like fell out of everything that you were taught and you said, I don't really care how you perceive me because I already know how I perceive myself. And it was distorted at a point, but now you're finally starting to come into alignment with everything that you knew that you were fighting for to begin with. Because like when you first left to go commence this journey, you were like, I have no idea who I am. And that's okay. But I do feel that I am making the right choice within myself, and I'm communicating properly within myself in order to get the best result. And this best result is kind of going sideways on every connection that tried to teach me that materialism was the most important thing in my life. And I have to work endlessly to achieve it. Because the truth is that you need to give up everything that you were taught about materialism and accept and savor what you already have, and the rest will come naturally. If you want a nice car, you will naturally get it if you already appreciate what you have. Truly. And it's such a more free-flowing state of getting what you want naturally. Because nobody will tell you that. You know, people don't be just talking about that. They'll be like, I got this friggin' thing because I put a little red stain on a piece of it. Like, you know, no. People don't just be coming up and talking about, yeah, like, I just believed in myself, and then there was a Lamborghini in my yard. Like, you know, and the people that do talk about that are naturally, like, covered up by the algorithm, right? And that's whatever, that's another story, and it's just whatever. It really is just whatever, because I'm going to continue to be this way. And I love that I'm this way. I mean, like, this is what self-love looks like. It's like, and this card fell, okay, we'll get to that, but, it's like when a dog has their head out the window, and like, it's just the happiest time that they have experienced. Like, you can see it on their face. And they're just, like, that's just what that's self-love. That's what that looks like. So, I have two cards. See, like, to me, these are kind of symbolizing, oh, this is beautiful. These are symbolizing each side of yourself, which is the darkness and the light. And these sides are always, no, my side is better. No, my side has greenery and pretty things and flowers, and well, my side has the desert, and in the desert it's warm all the time and it's nice. And I can make sandcastles. Like, whatever. So, you got these two sides of yourself always arguing over which side is better. And I got the Queen of Swords right here. So this, like, the swords represents communication. So it's like these two sides of yourself are finally starting to come together in order to disregard everything that you were taught and just say, you know what? Like, we both have so much to offer. We both have so much to offer. And see, I just dropped that on the right side. So it's like you are allowing each side of yourself to, like, turn itself around and say, yeah, you know what? And even if you got to start it slow, you got to start it with one side. You are commencing a agreement. You're commencing, if not a friendship, yo. Like, these are two sides of yourself that honestly on the inside have been begging to come together, but they just have so much pride related to their environment, and you're kind of like showing up between both of these sides, and you're saying, you know what? I'm tired of just watching you guys fight all the time. I know, like, I see so much in both of you. And, you know, like, over the years, both of these sides have kind of been turning to each other and like, you know what? I kind of like the way that the sun reflects off of the little molecules of sand on your environment. And then the other was like, yeah, well, you know what? I kind of like the way that the sun shimmers through the trees in your environment on like a little chill Sunday afternoon. You know, I like that. So yeah, both of your sides are coming together finally, and you're like accepting that it's okay to just be both. And I think that the hardest reason for those two sides to come together was because you knew that so many others didn't have that, and you didn't want to express this embodiment in front of, if it is that small town that you've been existing in, or just a small mindset in a big town, whatever it may be. You didn't want to wield and express that in front of those people because you knew what it's like to be thrown into the shadows and just have nobody come to get you. You know what that's like. And you didn't want to show up as the person that would be the reflection of everything that other person doesn't have. Then they gonna have to go sit in timeout, right? Like they gonna have to go take it up with somebody else. So you didn't want to be the person that was like, you know what, like I'm gonna have to give you, I am a physical ultimatum of whether or not you choose yourself. Like, but I'm a reflection of what happens when you do. So, keep cool, calm, quiet,